Welcome back to the MCU. I'm Marius, and this is my cinematic universe. And today we're talking about the Indiana Jones jacket. Yes, again, but this time we are talking about the vested Raiders hero jacket. And what's special about this jacket is that it's a very close replica of the jacket worn by Harrison Ford. So this jacket was cut after the measurements of the screen use jacket, and it even includes the original label of the jacket. So the screen use jackets had a Berman's and Nathan's tag. So even though this is a vested jacket, it's branded as a Berman's and Nathan's jacket. So this is as close to a replica of the hero jacket as you can get. So the original maker of this jacket, Peter Bottwright, worked at leather commissionaries in the 80s, which is now vested leather. And they were commissioned by Berman's and Nathan's to make the Indy jacket. So this jacket is very authentic. Unfortunately, Peter passed away a few years ago, but vested leather still lives on, and you can still get a jacket with the Berman's and Nathan's logo, which is kind of a fun thing. At least I think so. So a couple things on this jacket. If you are going to order one, make sure you measure yourself correctly or get somebody else to measure you and measure a couple of times, because I think I ordered the wrong size. And all these jackets are custom made, so you can't return it and you can't really change it after you measured it. So make sure that you do it correctly. Apparently this jacket is can be a little big. You can kind of swim in it. So depending on your body style, it might be a little big. It hangs off the shoulders like in the movie. If you get the correct size, it might be big. So read up on it and see which ones you want to do. I think mine's a little snug, but I think that's okay. I don't mind. I've grown to accept that this is a little tight. This jacket is also very short. It was designed very short, but again, I don't know if it's too short now or if this is the right length. So let me know in the comments if you see this jacket and think, I think you ordered a size too small. But the jacket is very nice. So the leather, this is, I think, the lambskin one. So it's very soft, very nice, very dark. Compared to the Disney one, this is a very dark brown leather. And this is the way that it looked on set, obviously all weathered down and worn, which you can do yourself. One quirk of this jacket, which I didn't realize was a quirk until I read up on this jacket, is that the American and the European way of using zippers is opposite. And I think in other parts of Europe, and most parts of Europe maybe, the zipper that you pull is on the right side. But in America, it's on the left. I've never thought of it before, and I've just accepted that some jackets do different things. But apparently that's a thing, so be aware. But this is the way it's supposed to be on the right side. This jacket, again, has big pockets, and I checked it with the diary, and it pretty much fits the diary better than the Disney one. We can also look at that later. It has the hand warmers and the flaps. And another fun thing about this jacket is the flaps on the back here. For a limited time, they say, until supplies run out, it will come with an original buckle and these Theochi, excuse my pronunciation, buckle. So this is, as they say, as close to the original jacket as possible. And maybe one of the best things about this jacket is the price. This retails for around $300, which is $100 less than the Disney version, but also less than a lot of other different jackets. And the quality of this, I'd say, this is pretty good bang for your buck. And it also comes with this certificate of authenticity, if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm not a big fan of laminated stuff, but that's the choice they made on this. And I also picked up the shirt and pants. The difference here compared to the Disney one is the color. It is a completely different color. As you can see, it's a lot darker. It's more beige, while the Disney one is very off-white. And the buttons are just beige. They're not that kind of bone style buttons. Also, the sizing is a little strange. So don't think that the sizing that you normally wear is gonna fit. This one is too big. The jacket I might have made a little too small. The pants, which is a number up from what I usually wear, but maybe I'm supposed to wear them a little higher than my jeans, so that's user error maybe. One thing I didn't know about the pants is the pattern. There's like the texture in the pants here, which I assume the original ones had as well. This feels more period, so makes sense. So let's go take a look and see how this fits compared to the Disney one. So this is the outfit from Vested. Got the pants, the darker shirt, the Legacy Hero Raiders jacket, or Legacy Raiders Hero jacket. And as you can see, it's short, but I'm again not exactly sure how short it is supposed to be. Leave it to the judge if it's too short. It's actually doesn't feel too bad actually. Its pockets are not very easy to use. So we use the hand warmers here. Let me know what you think. Did I make it too short, or is this passable? I'm not sure, but I actually like the jacket itself. Maybe if I want a more accurate jacket, maybe I'll buy a bigger one, and I can just wear this one without distressing you. And then we can compare it to the Disney version. All right, now let's compare the two jackets. We've seen them on, and we've seen them by themselves. And one jacket might look just fine on its own, but when you compare it to another jacket, they might look completely different and feel completely different. So, first off, the leather on these two jackets, the lambskin is much softer, much nicer than the, I'm assuming, cowhide on the Disney one. Again, you can compare the colors are very different. The vested jacket is a very dark brown, and the Disney one is a lot lighter. So even if you weather these, one will be a lot lighter than the other. This one, you can weather it down and get to the base layers and make it a little lighter. But this one you could darken up. You could use some leather dye or some shoe polish or something and make it darker. So there's an option to make this one darker, a little harder to make this one lighter. The lapels here, the flaps, they're bigger and deeper on the vested jacket, on the Legacy Hero jacket, which is the way the original one was. And I think there's different versions of vested too that have different lengths of the lapels. So depending on how you like it or the way you want to wear it, there's options out there. The Raiders jacket and the Temple of Doom did not have visible buttons. So there's no buttons up here. There are no buttons down here. But on the Last Crusade, the buttons are visible. So that's also another thing that you have to kind of make a decision on. Are you going for the Raiders look, or are you going for one of the later movies? And I don't know if there's any thought behind any of this, if Indy switched jackets in real life, or if he just magically got a new jacket and we're just pretending that it was the same jacket all along. The hat also changes, so it could just be that's how they used to do movies back in the day when consistency didn't matter and one movie was different from the other. Now, continuity is a big thing, and with the internet, that has just skyrocketed the whole thing, and now everybody can nitpick in 4K, ultra high def resolution, and easy access to materials. Now you can sit there and nitpick all the little details that was not so important back in the day. But there are two different versions, 3-4 different versions of this jacket and the hat, and you kind of have to decide which one you want to go for. Vested doesn't seem like they were involved in making the new jacket, but they have a version of the jacket available now, and it comes with a bullet hole on the side, so you can choose whether you want a bullet hole or not. The bullet hole sounds kind of cool, and maybe that would be nice to add to this one, or maybe not. Maybe get a different jacket for the really weathered one. All right, and then on to the shirts. Two very different shirts, and now that you're seeing them next to each other, you can really tell the color, and it's very different. The design looks closer. The Disney one, this feature, whatever this is wider than the vested jacket. So again, this might have changed over the years, different versions of the shirt. Or if people just make a version and this is the one you get. The buttons here are much closer to the color of the shirt, and they're just plain beige. The buttons on this one is contrasted to the shirt, and they're kind of in that bone style where it's different colors. So which shirt is the best? You kind of have to make that decision. The fabric on this one is a little bit more opaque. This one feels a little bit more translucent, and it just looks a little too green to me. This one probably feels more authentic to the Indiana Jones. But again, make sure you get the correct size. They run a little big, but I think maybe the way Indy wore them, they were big, so that shouldn't be a problem. So there you have it, two Indiana Jones costumes, one from the Disney store and one from the original maker, vested leather, and two very different looking that kind of conveys the same image. So let me know what you think, which one you would wear, which ones you already have, and what could be better on these versions. And remember, smash that like button and hit subscribe, because all of this helps the algorithm, gets my channel out there. The more views we get, the more awesome stuff is going to come your way. So become part of my cinematic universe. See you in the comments.